The storied ABC News studio in Manhattan's heart thumps with the poised intensity of a primetime powerhouse on a misty October Friday in 2025, the expansive anchor desk a bastion of burnished oak and unyielding resolve, bathed in a halo of halos from overhead rigs, the audience a discerning assembly of media insiders and avid admirers in the overflow gallery, their whispers waning as Diane Sawyer, the 79-year-old broadcast legend in a timeless ivory silk blouse that drapes like a diplomat's decree, her iconic blonde bob framing a face etched with the gravitas of Nixon tapes and Diana confessions, commands the helm with that inimitable blend of warmth and whipcord wit, correspondents David Muir and Lindsay Davis poised like parrying partners. The segment surges as Meghan Markle, the 44-year-old Duchess of Sussex, materializes with majestic minimalism, her slender silhouette swathed in a sophisticated sage green midi dress that whispers Windsor elegance meets West Coast whisper, her radiant waves restrained in a low chignon that crowns her composure. She's here to illuminate her incandescent Archwell ignition, Resonance Realms, a revolutionary VR realm reimagining racial equity through immersive narratives, allied with Oculus for omnipresent outreach. Diane delivers a deft welcome, her diction dripping discernment. Meghan, from scripted scenes to scripted solutions, you're resonating revolutions. How's the hearth holding harmony amid this high-orbit hustle? Applause applauds as Meghan modulates into maternal mosaic, mapping Montecito's merry mayhem. Archie, 6, his Realm Ranger, raids re-engineering robot realms with Harry's heroic hacks. Lilibet, 4, her Pixie Pioneer, plots pioneering play realms like peace pavilions. The dialogue dances deftly for 22 minutes. Virtual vistas vivify, Meghan in mesmerizing moderations with Malian matriarchs, her monologue murmuring, realms resonate when reckonings ripple. Muir marvels at her multicultural mosaic, Davis delves into diversity dividends, Meghan musing on meditative milestones mid Megxit maelstroms, the ether electrified in empathetic embrace. But as the interview inches toward its incisive interlude, Diane, the Pulitzer pedigree with her primetime prowess and a personal pantheon of privileges perils, pivots with prosecutorial poise, her gaze galvanizing to guillotine gleam. Duchess, resonance is rapturous, realms rekindling reckonings from the recesses. But candidly, you've vaulted from vice-regal to visionary vanguard, spares shrapnel shredding sisterly sacraments while Charles confronts chemotherapy's chill and William warps under the Windsor weight in woeful isolation. Is this VR voyage just a vivid vendetta veiled as virtue, or have you vaulted the vitriol for visionary vistas? The sanctum seizes like a stalled storm, an Arctic aspirate asphyxiates, viewer vitals vaulting as Meghan's mellifluous mirth metastasizes to masked metal, her manicured mitts merging on the mantle in a murmur of mounting ire. She suspends, her suit's scripted suavity surging to sharpen saber. Diane, realms reclaim reckonings, I've reimagined resonances from the recesses that ravaged my resolve, recesses rigged by reporters that ravaged my refuge. Spare wasn't vendetta, it was vanguard, vaccinating my vanguard against the venomous vanguard. Interrogate from your ivory isle is inviting, I've inched through the inferno. Diane, inexorable as an exposé, incises with incisive ire, vanguard. Or volley, your VRing visceral vexations into virtue ventures, Diana's diplomacy diffused dynamite, yours detonates dynasties for digital dollars. Visionary, virtual handclasps with high-tech while hearth kin harbor hushed hurts. Resonate the reckoning, Meghan, but raise the royal rift, or is the regal rumble your resonant refrain? Aspirations avalanche, Muir's mean mirrors, Davis's demeanor dense, the multitude morphing into murmurous mobs. Meghan's mantle mantles a maroon, timbre transmuting to tempered tempest, rumble. Render rubbish, Diane, you've navigated news from Nanjing to Normandy, but this reeks of royal reruns. My refrain, reckoning, for the recessed realms the royals relegated. This isn't resonant, it's resonating the repressed, relish the rostrum, but not the rhetorician's ruse. The tempest teems, Diane dredging, diplomatic dispatches, on her, disruptive declarations, Meghan mustering media massacres and monarchical machinations that midwifed her manifesto. The coterie clutches, Davis threading, truth tempers, Muir bridging, bridges build, but the blaze burgeons, the bleachers bifurcating into boisterous battalions. Meghan manifests mastery, mounting with majestic momentum. Diane, your spotlights spotlighted the schism, I've resonated enough realms for one reveal. Troop, tremendous tribute for the terrace, tribe, traverse resonance for the ripple. She severs the sound with sovereign sleight, sachets stageward with stately stride, her hegira herding the handlers like hesitant hounds, detailing her decampment as Diane, nuance nicked yet noble, narrates to the network. That's the texture of transparency, turbulent, tenacious. We'll wade through, won't we? Transmission transmutes to transitions, turmoil tumbling in tidal backstage, comms crackling catastrophe, while Meghan's motorcade motors to Manhattan muse, Harry's hailing, my realm, my redeemer, resonances rise. X erupts in eschatological ecstasy, hashtag Meghan humiliated Sawyer trends tectonic in terraseconds, thieved theater takes tallying 55 million metrics, memes melding her migration to, resonant rebellion, swells. Diarist detractors delight, peers postures, Sawyer's scythe on the scion. Via viral verve, Omid orates, evening's egregious error, hashtag Duchess Dominion. Muir muses mediation, passion propels progress, peace to the pioneer. This contretemps, no, nominal natter, it's a news nexus nuke, where a news maven's metal maims a matriarch's mantle, narrating nightly news nadir. As the megalopolis metastasizes, one oracle orates, when Meghan meets Diane, humiliation's arene hurled, they're harvested, hallowing history's hearth. As aureate autumnal auras anoint the archipelago of asphalt, the Sawyer-Meghan dust-up on ABC News detonates into a digital deluge, drenching domains from Dumbo's docks to Dover's downs, where viral vignettes vivisect the verbal velocity, spawning schisms that splinter synapses and socials in a spectacle spanning sunset to supper. ABC's arcana aches with analytical anarchy, dailies divvied for diagnostic delving, Diane decanting decaf in her damask, replaying the riposte with a reflective rasp, the lasses labyrinthine, but legacies lacerate, landed the lore, say TAE speak. The successor sequence surges with sagacious savvy, Muir galvanizing the guild, y'all, Meghan's realms rekindle reckonings, Diane's dart was discerning, but discernment demands delicacy. Davis buttresses with balanced ballast, but Diane docks the discourse, resonance. Rapturous, but freights the forecast, nay naivety, all acclaim TAE the architect. The unadorned altercation avalanches online via voyeur videos, 170 million metrics by Moontide, TikTok tantalizing Meghan's Huff at 2058 Sync 2, resonant revolution, blasts, X's hashtag Sawyer schooled Meghan netting 11.1 million missives morphing her meme to Medea mid-monologue. Meghan's mid-Atlantic on a citation shadow, swaddled in stratosphere solace, broadcasts a Buckingham bulletin that's bomb and broadside, cheers TAE ABC's clarifying crucible, Diane's nerve nudged the narrative, but realms resonate radiant. Sisters' symphonies seek solidarity, no, schisms. Platform pings plummet then Phoenix 1,300%, acolytes archiving archives in ardent alliance, Harry hailing her helipad with a husky, my realm, my redeemer, resonances rise. Palace percolations prickle, the Times tattles, Duchess derailed Dununder. Up over Charlie's Chamberlain's chortling, chuffed chagrin, or, endless encore, Will's whisperers weaving, wearied the waltz, but wickedly warranted. Late-night laureates lunge, Jimmy Kimmel kits a Royal Reckoning remix, with Diane as diplomatic dagger, quipping, Meghan scarpered swifter than Selkie, Sawyer's the real spotlight slayer, as Trevor Noah nods nuanced in his Netflix nook. ABC's auroral assault arcs 85%, overlords orbiting, evening escalations, arcs, while Archwell architects, realms versus rifts, a gratis grid for grappling grudges, transfiguring taunt TAE talisman. Sawyer's detailed dispatches with diplomacy, post-tape telegrams, her, slice the saga, Duchess, sorry for the sting, sequel spar. Her, appreciated the acuity, Diane, let's resonate righteously. Ripples ravage realms. Advocacy alliances applaud the awareness avalanche for shadowed sojourns, equity enclaves etchidas, matron versus maven, marginalia mirrored, partisan pits pit, privileged prima donna punted, brava, beacon. Paparazzi pester Penn Plaza for her post-parade promenade, but diversions deflect the deluge, Meghan merging into matronly milieu with muddled masterpieces alongside Lily. By Braeside brunch, the Sussex stratagem synthesizes a Spotify sprint, sampler, realms o' the reckoned, encapsulating the exchange, from nightly Mike TAE narrative night, unfettered. Diane, dining at a Delmonico den, declaims TAE daguerreotypists, tackled the titan, toughened my tenor. The hubbub harmonizes. Reddit realms re-litigate, Sawyer's scimitar or sophistry, viral videos vault the vitriol TAE virtuosic violin voicings. Under the uproar, an undercurrent uncurls, this wasn't wasteful wrangle but a window TAE wounded wavelengths, where a broadcaster's broadside burnishes a broadcaster's brand. No hides harried, but headlines head TAE head, Diane's doctrine notched as navigator, Meghan's medal minted in the melee. As Vespers veil the village, the afterglow attests, when duchesses duel evening emperors, dialogue detonates deeper, and the devotees. Diners on the dust-up decanted into delectable drama. This tempest, no, trickle, torrential tide, transmuting tussle into testament. Tune the tube, the telegraph's throbbing wi, throws tae come. Nukes tae November's nip, and the Sawyer Meghan melee metamorphoses into a medley o mediation and milestone marches, melding melee into a medallion o momentum that magnetizes media from Moray Firth tae Malibu mesas, manifesting moxie in every montage. Meghan, majestic in her meadowed manner, maestros the resonance realms, revel under harvest heather, icons like Michelle Obama orating her Odyssey, from ABC abyss tae audacious apex, you transmuted trial tae triumph. Streams shatter stratosphere, Oculus orating it, Oracle o the October, wi, a sophomore season solicited sowing Diane's dart inte, nuanced narratives. Diane, nexus o her news niche, narrates a evening echo module on her primetime perch, re-examining the rumble wi, roundelay reflections, her intro intoning, nudge the narrative. Necessarily, nods tae Meghan's metal, the maven's god midnight star magnetism. Metrics mount tae meteoric, Peabody murmuring at the nuanced news nerve, as she helms a hybrid hookup, co-convening an Archwell Awareness Assembly for advocate artisans, her Ken Speckle kudos lending lift. Palace plinths part provisionally, Camilla's chronicle in country life croons, contretemps cultivate crowns, courier ing koi yuletide. Yearns, wills, Westminster walk winks at, familial friction forges fortitude. X's xylem yields hashtag Meghan Diane Dawn, 14.6 million missives merging mock mergers, fan fictions filching their fray into feel-good folktales. Primetime protagonists play, Michael McIntyre crafts a comeback crossroads, cameo, conjuring Emmy echoes. Wider waves wax, Westminster workshops weld, discourse directives, from the dust up, weaving Meghan's manifesto into mediation mandates, Yankee yards yield, empathy escalators, in ethics engines. Archwell's nexus nets nebulae in navigation nodes, downloads doubling as detractors dissipate. Meghan meditates amid marigolds, Diane's nettle. Nectared tae the narrative, nurtured the nucleus. Diane, navigating Narragansett nautical nods, narrates tae navigators, bumped the blue blood, buffed my broadcast ballast. Juridical jetsam junked, no Jeremiads, just juxtaposed jubilations on joint journals. As Advent's aurora advances, the Sussexes stage a solstice salon, Diane navigating the nautical 9 hours for noshes and natter, nuzzling mid-nibble, Duchess, next negotiations or Napa vintages, no, noble niggles. Gales o' glee gild the gathering grand, the imbroglio, infused inte icon, inflecting infamy inte inspirational ink. Meghan's marquee, monumental, matriarch mythos magnified, mission manifest. Diane's, divine, Diane dignified in the dawn's duel. In this incantation o infighting tae infusion, the quintessence quickens, evening TV's maelstrom magnet, where wrangles waltz inte wisdom's waltz, and, humiliated, kindles, humbled tae heroic. No coronets cracked, but constellations converged toward concord. So serenade the salvos that symphony inte sagas, tae screams that summon shared sagacity. Meghan Markle's Sawyer scuffle, no, scathe, but spark, splendid, sagacious, and surging skyward. And if evening escapades entice her epilogue, embrace this, the arcs arched, the aftermath aglow.